Somebody asked me, are you stressed, Thomas, because I'm up here? No, I'm absolutely relaxed, believe me. That's how I look when I'm relaxed. All right, anyways, and also on me, on the forward, when you ask a question, please tell your name and where you're from. It's for everybody in here, but also for the Hey Europe if you're on, because it might be recorded, so people know who has asked the question. Remko, where are you, my friend? So,
good morning.
Yeah, so next 30 minutes, they're all yours. And we're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, okay.
And questions asked whenever.
Okay.
And a whole lot in the end. All right,
Thank you.
So give it up for Remko.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks also to the CEV for the invitation. Thank you so much. My presentation is about how to inspire children to start volleyball. And topics are movements, contacts with the ball, smash, fun, cool, and variation. My name is Remko. Moment. I'm a training coach by Sport Volleyball from Holland, from the Netherlands. I'm a training coach there. Sport is a big club in the Netherlands. We have about 800 members. Our first team, our first women's team and first men's team play at the highest level. Our women's team is Dutch champion and also cup winner. We do a lot of development for children till 12 years, and that section has the name Kids Volley, and I saw it also on some papers from Denmark. So Kids Volley gives a lot of training, and also a lot of variation in training. We give CEV Volley, that's the officially methodology of the Dutch Volleyball Association, and that means cool moves volley. That's 4 against 4. We give beach volleyball, we give smash ball, we give basic volleyball, we give urban volleyball, that's outside. We organize volleyball boot camps, we do multi-sport, and also we have a officially volleyball playground for children from 2 till 5 years old, only for volleyball. I want to show you a movie, and I want to ask you, please remember that till the end of my presentation. Oh, it starts already, but this is 4 against 4. That's CMV volley, cool moves volley, and I want to ask you: is this cool? Are there moves? And is this also volleyball? And please remember it till the end of my presentation. I shall show you again. She's serving the ball. Oh. It's very slow, but it's also in real very slow. But that girl, she served the ball over the net, and the other 3 do really nothing. And you see that many times in sport halls in the Netherlands. CMV volleyball, cool moves volleyball. It's not so cool. There are no moves, and it's also no volleyball, I think. But it's the official methodology, so we must do it. And are children attracted to this? And I think the answer is no. I saw also a training on internet from the States, so nobody is in this movie, hopefully. And you see this kind of trainings many times in the Netherlands. Running, do nothing. I don't show you everything because that takes 10 minutes. But I want to show you another part, it's possible. Look. Hoppa. And hoppa is a Dutch word for everything. That's easy. And that guy, and it is no joke, because the trainer is really serious. So it's not a joke. But I think it's not so cool. But maybe other people think it's okay. Now I must go with my mouse. Oh, there he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a mission, and we are volleyball trainers on school by club teams, and we have a mission that we must try to fascinate young children to start volleyball, and after them we must connect them with our volleyball club or to our school team. That's our mission. But how? I think with movements, with ball contacts, with fun, with smash, with not so much rules, I think, and also with a lot of variation. So that's our mission, and I think it's very important. Oh, start already again, but what? But also it's important to know what children want. And I think that children want to have a cool example, a cool volleyball player as an example, as an idol. In football, it's very easy to say that you have an example like Lionel Messi or from the Netherlands, Memphis Depay maybe, but he's not so famous I think, but, and other players. So in volleyball, that's very difficult. You see here a little girl, she's 10 years old, and that's my daughter. She was at that moment the mini of the week. I don't know if you know that, but in the Netherlands it's normal that every big game has a mini of the week, and she may serve so the first ball over the net, and so that's very nice, and also very good because she was standing there between all the idols. So that's very positive. She told on school. The whole school was sitting there, and the whole school saw it. So the whole school was also in our volleyball hall. So that's very important. Yeah? And it gives her energy, and it was nice. And she get a medaille, is that English? A medal? A medal, a medal. Yeah. So it's very, very good to do that. Also it's important to know what children want to do on the training. I ask them, I ask boys, I ask girls, what do you want to do on the training? Because we are adults and we think we know it, but I think the children know it, what we must do on the training. Yeah? One of the things is element of matches. Children want to play games to each other. It must be cool. They want to show it that they are better than the other ones. It's maybe a little bit negative, but I think it's also positive because they want to show it that they are better than the other ones. They want also do the trick of the week. Maybe it's possible that you make a drill, maybe a little bit difficult, and when they know it, they are the champion of the week. So they have a very nice week at the moment. Children want to also score balls, want to hit balls. It's also important. It's also nice to make it visible. In the Netherlands we have a scorecard. It's in my bag. With a I want to show it later. And at that scorecard they can show that they are better than the other ones because you see the points, how many points they make. So it's very nice. When they score, you must also ask them how many points they have. It's also interesting. So these topics are very interesting to do it on your training. And I have a question to you. Is there a difference between a girls' training or a boys' training? I ask you now something, so. No. No. Okay, that's right. I think it's the same. It's almost the same. In Holland, we have a lot of special workshops for boys' trainers. You must pay a lot of money, and what you learn there is not so interesting because it's almost the same. I think a boys' training and a girls' training is the same. A woman's training and a man's training is also the same. I do the same things by a man's training as by a woman's training, as by a boys' training, as by girls' training. I started a few years ago on the beach as a beach trainer, and I play rugby with guys as a start of the training. And I thought, oh, maybe it's also possible to do it by women. And I did it, and it's very nice. And I thought, oh, maybe by boys is also nice, and by little girls was also good. and I play it also indoor. Also nice to do it on the training. Rugby as the start of your training. So it's almost the same, boys, girls, it makes no difference. And I have a question to you. In the afternoon we have 24 kids, and normally I train 30 boys in 1 hour, and I have 4 assistants, 4 people who help me, and I want to have in the afternoon 4 people who help me on the training. And Christoph told me the Scottish people want to help me, but I don't know. But 4 volunteers who help me on the training to make it a little bit dynamic. So at the end of my presentation, 4 hands, it's arranged. Oh. Okay, the most difficult slide for me to explain it in English is the give and take principle. I translated from Dutch, so I don't know what's exactly okay, but and I explain it in a drill. I'm a trainer, I have a ball, there is a net, and at the other side there's standing a boy or a girl. I hit the ball over the net, and the girl passing the ball in the air, and after that she may hit him over the net. That's the drill. Normally there are a lot of trainers, they do another drill. They push the ball over the net, the passing, and catch the ball and walk back. But when you do it like this, I hit the ball over the net, there is a passing, and you hit the ball over the net. That's the give and take principle, because we are volleyball trainers and we want to learn passing only. The girl or the boy is coming to the training only for one thing, hit balls. So I take the passing and I give him or he the smash. A little bit clear? Yeah? Okay. And that's important also here in this drill, she may hit the ball in the goal. Very nice to score points, because children want to score points. And not only passing, catching and walk away. That's no drill. So that's the give and take principle. It's very important by young children, and maybe also when you're a little bit older, I think. Also nice. The same slide as Christoph, only a little bit different pictures. Use materials and not only the net. Many times you see that trainers use only the net, some balls, and that's it. But use gym balls, the blue balls, a trampoline, you can hit balls on, especially light balls. We have them also in the afternoon from Volleyball, but it's also good. These are also nice. That's balls on an elastic. You can hit it. And it's very nice. Use baskets. And you see there all the picture. They can hit the blue ball from a basket. So children like it. So we must do it, eh? Because the children are the boss, and we not. Variational training is also important. One of them is beach volley. It's 2 against 2. Beach volleyball is 2 against 2, and not 3 against 3 or 4 against 4, but 2 against 2. And it's very dynamic. There are a lot of ball contacts. The sun is shining. There is some music. The beach or sand, the sea is there, so children like it. In the past was it normal that our first membership of a volleyball club was an indoor club, and in the summertime we go beach volleyball. Now it's normal in the Netherlands, and maybe also in your country, that the first membership is on the beach volleyball club. And in the winter time they go indoor. Here in this country they play snow volleyball, but in the Netherlands we have no snow. So they play indoor, and there is not the same dynamic as outdoor. So I think it's important to try get the same dynamic from the beach, get it indoor. And when you play on the beach 2 against 2, and indoor in Holland, when you are older than 12 years, you play 6 against 6. That's very boring, because outside you get the ball, you walk to the net, you hit balls, and indoor you're standing there and nothing happened. So we must try as indoor trainers to get the same dynamic, the same movements, the same ball contacts, get it also indoor. We've also, in the Netherlands, on the slide, sorry. Other variants are, as an example, a volleyball boot camp. A volleyball boot camp, you can do it indoor, you can do it outdoor. You make 10 or more stations in your hall, and every station has its own drill, and after 5 minutes they change from station. Do it also with points. So at the end there is a winner, and that's important for young girls, young boys. Yeah. So urban volley. I don't know if you know that. That's outside. With smash ball you can do it also outside. 2 against 2 outside. It's very easy. You can also use an elastic and a stift, and you make a field, and you can play volleyball outside. I saw some pictures from here, from Slovenia, that they play also outside with volleyball nets. Yeah. So you can also have a volleyball playground from 2 years old till 5 years old, because children with 6 years old, they are most of the time a member of a football club or a basketball club, or in the Netherlands a korfball club. That's a very strange sport in the Netherlands, but that's a mixed sport. Also a little bit popular in Belgium, but the rest of the world they don't know it. So it's very important to know that you must organize events for children from 2 till 5 years old. It's only because only for volleyball, not for other sports. Only for volleyball. We start with the volleyball playground 2 years ago, and we have now 25, 30 children who come every Wednesday afternoon, 1 hour, play with balloons, do other things. They are a member of our club. So. Start already, but look. We have also smash ball in the Netherlands. We have 4 levels. In the first time was only for boys, but I think it's important that boys play against boys, girls against girls. You can play it also with 3 against 3. Okay, smash ball is very easy to participate, so I think it's interesting to do it on schools, because after 2 minutes children can do it. And volleyball is more difficult, I think, but smash ball you can do it on school. After 2 minutes everybody can do it, and you can play with level 1 against level 3, that's no problem, or level 1 against level 1. So yeah, that's very nice for boys, but also for girls, because girls are also cool. On this moment we have the World Championship football for women, and in Holland is it very popular because a lot of girls play football. in the Netherlands. And I think it's almost sport number 1 for girls. So it's a very big concurrent for volleyball by us in the Netherlands. But I think girls are cool. In the past were only the boys cool, but the girls are also cool. So smash ball is also very good for girls. They want to also hit balls, they want to also defend and like that. So do it. And then basic volley, basis volley in Dutch, basic volley in English. In Holland we have CEV volley, cool moves volleyball, and children are not allowed to smash the ball in that game. And the only thing what they want is smashing the ball. Her idol do it in the game, but the girl or the boy, it's not allowed to do it in the game. So, so we say in Holland, we must come to another methodology, and that's basic volley. I think we development in Sliedrecht, and there are a lot of ball contacts. It's cool. There's a lot of action. You play it in the King's Court system, you know it. So a lot of changing from field. There's also a when and then principle, and that's also by smash ball and also by beach volleyball, where you play it two against two. You're standing with 2 in the field, somebody there and me. The ball is coming over the net. When I take the first ball, then he must go to the net. So you see a lot of dynamic. And 4 against 4, it was not so dynamic. So yeah, so the when and then principle gives you a lot of dynamic in your game. There are 3 levels. But there are a little bit more. But and in Holland is it normal that we have no rules, so we do what we like, and I like it also. When we made that, I made 4 levels, and that was not enough. But I think it's enough. But level 1, level 2, level 3. I don't explain all the rules, but this methodology is complete for 80%, 85%. And if you have better ideas, please tell me, then we can make it complete. When you do that in a King's Court system, I think it's better that the supervisor or the coach hit the balls in the field. I think it's better. But these are the rules on this moment. It's very dynamic because we can change the rules anytime. But I think this is good. But oh, we started already the movie again. I ask you, please remember the movie with 4 against 4. So you did it, hopefully. You see here, basic volley level 1. These children are 5, 6 years old. And this is level 1. I shall start it again. No. I'll make a mess of it, so. I have time enough, so. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll walk to that screen. The one before here. Now the back. Sorry. One back. Oh, at least that one. Please. They catch and they throw the ball and change of the place. And I think in this movie there are more movements than in the first movie. So these children are 5, 6 years old. And I think the key to success for connecting children with volleyball is 2 against 2, maybe also 1 to 1. But 2 against 2 is the key to success, with a lot of movements, with a lot of ball contacts, smash, fun. Will you do the other one? These children are 8, 9 years old. She's passing, she catch him, she throw him up, and she may hit the ball when you're 8 years old. And normally it's not allowed. And when you do it again, will you do it again? There's also the when and take, the when and then principle in. Because when I take the first ball, then I must go to the net. And she must hit the ball, but please the last one. These boys are 10, 11 years old, and they play 2 against 2, level 3, basic volley. And there are a lot of movements. But he may hit. So, again, I think the key to success for children, to inspire children for volleyball, is 2 against 2 with a lot of movements, with a lot of ball contact, smash, fun, variation. And I think you must do it by basic volley, smash ball, and beach volleyball. So, this is the end of my presentation. Are there questions?
Yeah. John? Coming down.
Hi, I'm John from Scotland. I think you cheated a wee bit on the smash ball because the 2-footed jump that the players were doing is a skill that takes a long, long time. But I do admire your English, first of all. You need to explain, when you said to everybody, the key to success is 2v2. But when you showed all these things, surely the key to success for you is the patience that you have to show to make the cultural change. Do you understand?
So the change in thinking?
The change in thinking and how long it takes these players to get to that smash ball situation. It's probably taken 5, 6, 7 years, yes?
For smash ball, I think when you do it on school,
Yep.
It's very easy to explain how it works.
So do the school teachers teach it?
Yeah. And also on clubs we do it also.
So you had to educate the school teachers.
Also, we
again,
have somebody in the Netherlands.
Again, a change of culture, and takes patience and a long time. Because, you know, with players, when things don't work, they revert back. When you try to change somebody, they go back to what they're comfortable with. When you try to introduce this to people, you have to have patience that it's going to fail lots and lots of times before you get success. Yes?
By smashball, again, it's very easy to do it on school. School teachers know it. There are only 4 levels, but I'm not of the rules. So when they do it a little bit different, it's okay for me because there is a lot of fun. There is also a lot of smashes. Yeah, rules are rules, I know. But when they do it a little bit different or they have a better idea, it's also good. But I think you are right that you say you must also think in a different way, and that's cost time. Our Dutch Volleyball Association think only in one way, and that's CEV volley. It's not so cool. There are not so much movements, but there is also There are also a few people who think in the way of smash ball or in one-to-one, but it takes time, I know. So.
Actually, yeah.
Christina from Denmark. I like the idea of being 2 against 2, but in the school when you have 60 children or 80 children in one time in a gym, how do you do it in practical? Because it's
we have a very long elastic or a very long net, and in one normal field I can do it by 30 children. Also, when you play it like a King of the Court system, then you can play it with 8, with 4 teams of 2 people, and then I think then you can 32 children in one volleyball field. So when you have a big sport hall, it's possible with 120. We do it by us with 120 children in 1 hour. So.
Yeah, but just taking up on Christina's question, having been traveled around Europe and knowing school systems around Europe, sometimes the gyms are not very large, but the classes are still big. So there's like 50 children.
50 children
in something which is, but yeah, easily. Or maybe they put together 2 classes because that's the only way they can do the curriculum in schools. So there is a challenge. This afternoon we're going to be in a gym that can easily hold like 200 children. It's that big. But the normal life in the school is like, I don't know, 10 meters, maybe 12 meters times 25 and
then you have maximum 30 children.
Yeah, but we are not, as volleyball nerds, allowed to determine the amount of kids in a class. That's done somewhere else. So we
maybe
have to
outside.
advise that.
Maybe outside. It's also a possibility. I think you must think in possibilities.
Always.
And not only but. We are Dutch and we think always but. And maybe outside, but inside when you have a very small sport hall, 30 kids, I think that's the max at the moment.
I think if there are that many kids in Norway, we have the same system where the schools are determining how many kids are in the classes for the curriculum. So the trainers or the gym teachers can't really decide this. So outside, I think, is a great option. If you just find some material that you might not even need a net just to keep them active with the ball, to play with a ball or the balloons or something like this, it will still teach them coordination with the ball. So you're not always depending on using a net. I think that's a part of a mindset for the kids to, or us adults have to learn, that you don't always need the net to learn or teach volleyball.
That's right, but it's very Dutch. When you have the possibility with an elastic, you can do it also outside. And
yes.
Also hang it very low, and you can play smash ball.
Yes.
But also without a net, without an elastic, you can do also a few things.
Yeah.
So.
Hello, Nick from England. Level 1, your first contact is catch and throw. Level 2, it is forehand pass. That seems a very big step to make. How do you bridge the gap between? Yes. So it seems a big jump from catch, throw, first contact to be able to forehand pass.
You mean this one?
Yes.
So
from
the first contact is catch, throw.
Yes.
And to the other one, and he catch and throw.
And the next one is a forehand pass. How do you work to make the forehand pass?
When they catch the ball in level 1A, they catch him like this.
Yes.
So after that, in 1B, they play. And we try it by boys and girls who are very good, also boys and girls who are not so good, and it's possible. We tested many times, and the only thing was that this level is a little bit easier than that level. So we must do something. But it's very normal when the ball is coming over the net in 1A, you catch him
Low, yeah.
and after that when you're 1 year older or maybe 2 years older, it's also possible when you're 8 years old, you play like this.
Yeah, so it's a 2-year gap from 1 to 2, yes. Yeah.
Now 1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
Yeah.
And it's possible.
Okay, thank you.
One last question. I'm going to allow two because he was first, so 2 questions.
Sarah from Denmark. What is the intention of level 1C? Because there's an extra catch and throw, and they don't change places, so isn't there a lot of movement that will be missed?
Yeah, you're right. I told you already, I don't like this level, but more I don't like this level and that level also not. Hopefully that we can back it in 4 levels, so that's easy. But in this level was it that we play in 3 times, so that's a little bit volleyball, because it's volleyball. But it's for 80% finished, so that's the 20%. Thank you. There.
Was it me?
Okay, right. Okay, good. Remko, give it up for Remko. It's good. And right away, back to back, Peter from Denmark. One thing I would, during your entire session, you very early on, Remko, mentioned one thing. It's going to be my catchphrase for your presentation. You introduced for me a new term. I will work on it mentally. You call it cool move volleyball. So that's on top of snow volleyball, beach volleyball, indoor volleyball, and the rest. Cool move volleyball.
Cool moves volleyball.
Yeah, take that one then.
Sounds so cool.
Right. So, Peter, come down here.
Thank you.
Or at least get to the edge of it. So we're about the same level. So we're moving now from the flat hot Netherlands to a small rock, a small bunch of islands in the Faroe Islands in the Atlantic. It's not just a bunch of rocks, they're the most beautiful rocks you can ever imagine. So if you haven't been to the Faroe Islands, I have been and I am going back. Peter, you've got your 30 minutes and it's all yours now.
Thank you very much. I will just go to the next page and how I'm doing that. There. You can see this is a little film about the Faroe Islands.